Hello everybody, this is Joseph Propati, and I'm going to be doing my second video of this series for Harry Potter trading card game solo variant. If you hear some noise in the background, that's a fan going on, sorry, but it's hot today, so just have a fan running, so I'll try and talk over that. But so in this video, the previous video I covered the intro, I covered the setup of the game, the rules, some ideas about what to look for, and in this video I wanted to do an actual playthrough. So that's what this second video is going to do. I'm going to do a playthrough. I'm going to talk about the rules, give you an idea how things are played, and then we're going to go from there. So this way you can watch it and then look at the rules and see if this is something you want to give a try, and maybe you have the cards, and if you do, great, then you can check out my solo variant. So right now we've got the adventure deck and all the creature cards set up. They're 1 through 8 level, and then our big boss. This is Fluffy, that's the big boss in this one. I have my 60 card deck. This is my player deck with my lessons and my spells, items, and creatures. So this is what I'm kind of trying out. Remember, when you make your deck, you use 80 points, and you can purchase spells, items, and creatures. Whatever you have left to make your 60, you just put in lesson cards. Okay, so that's that, and I will cut it in half. This is our health. We start out with 30. We have got a bunch of counters over here that we'll use for the creature cards and for the adventure and match cards. And today I'm going to play Neville. This is going to be my player character, and Neville's got kind of a cool ability. He prevents all but the first 8 damage done to you each turn. So this guy really helps out at the end when you have these higher level creatures, especially Fluffy, which does 12 points of damage. So that means anytime Fluffy attacks and I have to take damage, I'm only going to take 8 out of that 12. Same with when creatures, adventure creatures attack my creatures, the extra damage does not go over and carry into my health. So that's what's cool about having creatures in your deck. You can use them as defense. So let's go ahead and give it a start. Again, I'm going to try and play as well as explain rules as I'm going along. So if I miss anything, go ahead and put it in the comments section. And as always, please subscribe and like. It helps me with the videos. So I'm going to use this die here. This isn't something that we use in the game because the only dice we have are the D8 and whatever you want to use for your health. I'm going to use this die to keep track of my actions. I was trying to do some other videos and I just kept messing up on how many actions I'd actually used. It was 1 or 2, and then it was just getting confusing. So I'm going to have this little 2, and then I'll go down to 1 so I know how many actions I've used and I'm not messing those up. Okay? So the other thing is, whenever it's the adventurer's turn, remember to always, any creatures that are out, they always do damage at the beginning of the adventurer's turn. Not when they come out, not in the middle of it. It's the very first thing that the adventurer turn, that's what they do, is they cause damage. Okay? And then if you have creatures, you decide whether it's going to go to the player, you, or to your creatures. Okay. So now that we have everything set up, and we've set up our player deck, this is our adventure deck. First thing we do is we've got to get our first adventure out. And we have our Diagon Alley. This is the level 1 adventure, and remember, when we read these adventure cards, we're always going to read these as your opponent is you. Okay, he or she is you. His or her will be your. Okay, so we always look at the effects. It says, I'm going to read it as it is written on the card, and then I'll convert it to where it changes based on you, the player. So, effect. Your opponent can't use actions to draw cards. Now this should read, you can't use actions to draw cards. So that one action where you can draw a card, while this adventure is out, you don't have that ability. Now to solve it, again, we have 2 methods to solve. One is the method written in this section, which is Now, again, it says your opponent skips a total of 7 actions. Those actions don't need to be one right after the other. Should read, you skip a total of 7 actions, and you can solve this. Okay? The other way is we put 7 health on this card, and you have to do 7 damage to this card to get rid of it. So you can either solve it by what it says to solve, or do damage to the card. Now remember, that's treated like an opponent. So when you have a spell that says do damage to a creature or opponent, you can do that to either an adventure or a match card. You can only do damage to a creature if it says creature, just like you can only do damage to opponent if it has opponent. Okay? Now that we've got our adventure card out, we will pull our first creature out. That is Pet Rat, which has 4 health, but it only does 1 damage per turn. Right? And again, creatures do not do damage as they come out. It will happen on the next turn. So there's nothing else that happens in the turn. It's basically draw until you get an adventure card. Locations and matches go on this side. You can only have one of those at a time. 1 location and 1 match. That's it. And creatures are only 1 at a time. As long as this adventure's out, I will continue to pull creatures from that level 1 deck. So that's the adventure turn, right? And this is still kind of the setup. On my turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will draw 7 cards to create my hand. Okay? And then I have my 2 actions to do. So before we start my turn, let's just explain that. We've got the adventure turn set up because we got our first adventure and our first creature. We went and did our 7 cards to get our hand, and then the start of that turn will be draw a card. So that will be the first thing. Okay, so I'm going to take my turn. First things first, let's draw a card. And now we have our 2 actions. So put a little 2 there. Now remember, this FX says opponent can't use action to draw a card. So all I can do is cast spells or cast creatures, things like that, items. But I need to get my lessons out first. So we'll take 1 action to put that lesson out. And we'll do another action because these are too big. Let's see here. And we'll do our second action. And that's our next lesson. So we've done our 2 actions. We're good. Remember, you can discard a lesson to do 2 points of damage, but that does take an action to do, okay? So I finished my turn. Start the turn of the adventure side, and very first thing we do is damage. So I don't have any creatures to block, so we'll take a damage. I'm down to 29. We still have our adventure out. He's done damage, so now we draw another creature card. Now this only has 1 health. It's the giant tarantula, but it does 2 damage. Okay, so that will be doing 3 damage on the next turn. So we'll do, let's see, we'll do my turn. And again, my turn starts with drawing a card. Ooh, creature, but it's an 8. Alright, so we have our 2 actions. Let's go ahead and get some more lessons out. If I can do some damage. Let's see, place card, right, like 1, it provides 2. Let's do this. Let's want to get rid of that guy. So we will use an action to discard a lesson, do 2 points of damage, and we will get rid of that card. And that will discard. And that will be my turn. We'll reset that too. Alright, we'll do our next turn. So, adventure starts a turn, damage. 1 point of damage. I don't have anything to block it, so I'm down to 8. Alright. And we're going to draw another creature card. Another giant tarantula. 1 health. Okay. I still want to get some damage on that one, so first thing we do on my turn is draw a card. We'll do a lesson. Alright, that's 1 action. And I think we're going to put this guy out. Or no, we need to get some more lessons out. Let's put another creature, magical creature. So that's my 2 actions. Alright, so that's turn. In my turn, first turn, we got 1, 2, 3 damage now. And 5. And we draw the last creature. 4 health. Now, every turn I'll be taking 4 damage if I do something with that. Okay, so damage. There's my adventure card. And I can, like I said, I can skip actions, but right now we're going to start my turn. Okay, and I have 2 actions. So choose one of your opponent creatures to play and do 3 damage. Darn, I don't have a cauldron. But if I get 1 more, okay. So we'll do 1 action. 1. Now we'll cast Bewitch Snowballs. Do 3 damage to your opponent or to a creature of your choice, then draw a card. So remember, when you cast for a spell, this is how many lessons you need to have, and you have to at least have 1 of that type of lesson, okay? Which is the charms. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to tap or do anything, you just have to have the amount in there, cast it, and then I'm going to do 3 damage to a creature. And let's see here. This is my first. Let's see, creature opponent. I could do 3 here, but I want to get rid of. Let's get rid of this guy. He does the most damage. All right, and then I get to draw a card. That's a good one. Choose a creature, lesson play, and discard it. That's going to be good. Save that for later, large creatures. And I got 1 more action, and I think I will. Let's see, 3. We'll go ahead and put this guy out. So 1, 2, 3. And this one is once during each of your opponent's turn, which is your turn, you may prevent 1 damage done to you if you play this card and you already have a broom in play. Discard the old one. So this is broom. So I can prevent 1 damage here. So remember, your turn. So once during each of your turns, you may prevent 1 damage done to you. Okay? So at least I could block one of these guys. And that was my second. So I'll end my turn. Let's reset this to 2. Right, and we'll start the next turn. Okay, so started the adventure turn. First thing we do, damage. 1, 2. 2 damage, down to 3. Okay. Can't draw any cards, still on level 1. And again, remember, once I get rid of these creatures, if this guy's still out, he still does 1 point of damage to me each turn. So, the cool thing is, I'll be able to block that. 1 damage. Prevent 1 damage. So, draw my card. Oh, that's a good one. Moonseed Poison. When you play this card, do 3 damage to your opponent. You may use an action and discard this card from play to do 6 damage to 1 point. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, so I don't have any more lessons. I need Cauldron. Alright, don't have that one. I could put a wand out. So let's do 1, 2, 3. We'll put out a wand, which provides 2. Or those, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, I need one more to do my creature. So that's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. I think I'll just use an action to draw another card. How did that get in there? Sorry. Alright. That's my next lesson. So, we'll reset this. Start the adventure's turn. We do 2 damage. Down to 1. So I'm at 21. No more turn actions. My turn. I'll draw a card. Butterfly Weed Bomb. To play this card, discard one of your lesson cards, which is Cauldron, from play. Shuffle up 9 and heal. So this is a heal card. This would give you 9 health back. When you see these, anytime you see a card that says heal, and there's a number, it'll heal that when you play this card. Okay? So we've got 2 actions. Here's 1 action. Right? Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I am going to cast this Mountain Troll with 4 health. Fine. So that was my second action. Okay, so we'll reset that. Let's go Adventurer's turn. Now, the 2 damage, I can either use my Mountain Troll to block it, or I can take the damage. But if I use him to block it, it's going to take 2 damage. So, I think what I'll do, I'll block 1 of them, and then this guy's going to get through, and now I'm down to 20. So that's the damage taken. I have no more cards to take out. So it's my turn. Let's draw a card. Oh, good. So we got 1 action. I will play Transfiguration. And now, let's see, these both have 4. I think I want to save that. So choose one of your opponents or opponent's creatures to play and do. Don't have a Cauldron yet. Cauldron. Okay, so I'll use. I'm going to attack my Mountain Troll and do 4 damage. Creature can attack either creatures or the opponent. Right, so we'll put it back to 2. And Adventure's turn. So we have 2 damage. I'll just take the damage, so that brings me to 18. Okay. Nothing else I can do. My turn. Cool. Let's play a Cauldron. Now we can cast one of these guys. So choose one of your opponent creatures and play and do 3 damage. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll cast that one. Alright, that was my second action, and we'll do 3 damage. Let's reset that. Done my 2 actions. Okay, Adventurer's turn. First thing we do is damage. 2. I will block 1 more and then take the damage. That's 17. Alright, Adventurer's turn. My turn. Start. I got 2 actions. Let's see, play this card, discard 1. I can heal. I'm going to do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I discard, make sure that action, if I discard this, play the card, I will heal 9. So let's put a 9 on here. That's not so bad. And then let's go ahead and play that as my second action. Alright. Let's reset. Okay, start another turn. Adventurer's turn, 2 damage. This guy's getting kind of low, so I'll just take the 2 damage, knock me down to 7. Alright, my turn, draw a card. Alright, let's do some damage with this guy. So 1, 4 points of damage. We're going to get rid of this guy. That was one action. And we will play this. It's my second action. Alright, we'll reset. Adventure's turn. Still no more to draw. 1 point of damage. So drop me down to 6. Alright. And then my turn. Let's draw a card. Ooh, Culpin, that's a good one. We'll put that out. That's 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got plenty. So, when you play this card, do 3 damage to your opponent. You may use an action and discard this card from play to do 6 damage. Okay, so let's get rid of this first adventure. So we're going to play this, right? And do 3 damage to your opponent. We're going to do our 3 damage. That gets rid of the first adventure. Right. This stays in play because I can use an action and discard it to cause 6 damage. So, whenever we get rid of our adventure, we go up to our next level. We're going to draw another adventure card. Okay, this is a map, so it comes over here. Keep drawing until you get adventure. Oh, got a character card. That goes over there. Remember, I need 10 to recruit him. Alright. Which I think I might have. But I need 2 actions to do that. And here's our adventure. Now this one's kind of special. Race for the snitch. Your opponent, which is you discard this card. Discards. Okay. You discard the card he or she draws, which is that you draw at the start of each of his return. Okay, so you discard a card at the start of each one of your turns whenever you draw a card. So the thing about this is doesn't apply to the start of your turn when you draw a card. This applies to when you're do something like the one that said draw a card after I used it to do damage. So this is sorry. Let me do this again. You discard a card at the start of each turn. Okay? But this again does not apply to this starting. It just, whenever I have to draw a card, if I draw 1 or more, I have to discard 1 of them. And then to solve, your opponent discards his or her hand. So that means you discard your hand to solve this. And then your reward is discard your hand, which is you get to draw a card. So this one's different where you have to solve it based on the text. There's no value here, so you don't have anything to attack and do damage. So you have to do this by discarding your whole hand. And again, if you don't have any cards in your hand, you can just say I discarded my hand and you can get rid of this one. So kind of good. You can get this one when you have no cards, but when you have a lot of cards, it's kind of sucks. And then we want to draw our first creature. Let's reset that. Which has 1 health. Okay, and that is this player's. Let's make sure we have. This has 10. That's a big one. So 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I have to do 10 damage to this match to get rid of that. And we're done with this turn. Now we're going to be drawing cards from this pile, level 2. So my turn, draw a card. Got a lesson. And then choose a creature or lesson and play and discard it. Let's see what we got. 2 actions. So we can... Oh, the nice thing too, let's see. We still got our less than 1 damage. You may prevent 1 damage on you. So I've been totally screwing on that one, but my fault. I gotta remember, as long as this is out, I prevent 1 damage. So on that next turn, I gotta remember that because it's gonna take 1 less damage. So I have 2 actions. Let's go ahead and we'll use an attack. Does 4 damage. Let's do take 4 off that. Sorry. Let's just attack this. We'll take 1 off this. Get rid of this guy. And that was 1 action. And then we will play this lesson. That's my 2. Alright, so we'll do the start of the adventure's turn. Drawing from this. Well, first we do damage. 1 damage, but this blocks 1, so no damage. Put out force roll, so we got 3 health, but this does 2 damage. Ugh. Okay. So now we have my turn. Draw a card. Let's see, creature lesson. Do I want to get rid of him? No, because I could use him to get rid of it. So we'll do 2 actions. One will be, let's use 4 damage. And we'll get rid of that. That's 1 action. And let's play this guy. It's my 2nd action. Okay. Alright, and we start the next turn. Adventurer's turn. 1 damage. Blocks it with this. So good there. But we're going to draw a creature card. Ooh. Wild Boar. This is 5 health. It does 3 damage. Ugh. Yeah, as we get farther along, they're going to get harder. So, I think I don't want to get rid of this card yet. So maybe I will. Maybe I'll use it on him. And then I can say no cards. I can discard my hand. So, my turn. Let's go 2 actions. Draw a card. Okay. And I think just for now, I will play this card. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 7. So that's our 7 that we need, and we have Transfiguration. Choose a creature or lesson in play and discard it. So let's get rid of this guy. That was 1, and then we'll attack with him. And that was 2. Okay, let me reset. No damage. Okay, so I think I'll stop it right there. I think you've got enough information to show how each turn goes, how you have the adventure turn, the player turn, all the rules on playing lessons, playing creatures. And I think this should be a good overview of getting you started to play your own game. Just remember that as you eliminate adventures, these adventure cards increase your D8 and continue going on down. When you get down to this last lesson 8, when you complete and defeat that lesson or that adventure card, you will pull out Fluffy, but it won't attack, and then the next turn, the start of the next turn, it will do the attack, which when you look at Fluffy, it's a big one. 12 damage, 21 health. So just remember that you want to focus on your turns. You have 2 actions during your turn. You want to focus on the adventure's turn, that you do the damage on the very beginning, and try and get rid of these cards as soon as you can, these adventure cards, because the longer these stay out, the more creatures will come out and attack you. So I'm still playing a little bit with the rules, and you know, one of the things, since you have 80 points to spend to draw up your deck, to draft this 60 card deck, I'm kind of figuring out how many creatures that I want to be able to let the player use. Maybe just 2 to start. You know, you can control 2 max creatures and not have this load of creatures. So that, I might add that into the rules, that you can have 1 or 2 creatures out at one time, and you can't add another one unless you want to remove it, or you know, one of your creatures gets defeated. So I'm thinking about that. That's one thing. I'm also playing with, you know, how much health you have. You can decide on the different types of creatures that are on each of the level decks. I'm still working on how many creatures will be in each level deck. So it's kind of it's a dynamic rules right now, but the more play testing and the better I get a ratio of wins and losses, I'll know if I'm kind of honing it down to a good deck and a good venture deck to play against. So I hope you liked the video. Please give it a try. You can find the rules again at Board Game Geek. It'll be under the Harry Potter trading card game section in Board Game Geek. It's in the file section. You can download those. It's also in the forum that talks about it. You can get it out of the Dropbox folder. And it's ready to go, ready to play. So I hope you can download it and give it a try, and I hope you have the cards to play. It'll use any of the cards, Chamber of Secrets, the base game, doesn't matter. As long as you have adventure cards, match cards, location cards, and you have creatures, you can create an adventure deck. Just try and use individual adventure cards. They're all different. And remember, you only need 8. So if you have a whole bunch of adventure cards, great. Shuffle them up and then deal yourself 8 to go in your adventure deck. That's the good thing about it. The more types of cards you have, the more random you can make this game. This game should never be the same every time you play it. Because 1, you're going to draft your deck, and 2, you can put in any kinds of cards for the adventure deck. So that's one of the really cool things about it. It's very random, very different, and it should give a good playing experience. And it's solo. Hey, there you go. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, like the video and then subscribe, and you can watch some of my other videos. But hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, thanks.